Welcome back to another episode of NFL News on the Boomer Bust channel. I'm your host, Terry, and today, talking about Aaron Rodgers as he returns to Green Bay for training camp and all that good stuff. There has been a lot of talk over the offseason. I think right after they got kicked out of the playoffs, this kind of started. And there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of speculation about Aaron Rodgers and all that. And I know he had a press conference today and there's some stuff he said, but I don't think it's ever all going to be out on the table. And I frankly believe that these sports media, quote unquote, people created their own narratives. Like we've seen many times, and recently we see it in real time because of social media, where they'll say stuff that's just completely false or that at least is being denied by the primary source. And so I've heard so many times, not I have sources or I heard this from Aaron Rodgers, none of that. I heard many times this summer, well, he hasn't said anything, so it must be this. So we got to create things. It must be the GM. It must be this. It must be that. He must want this. And so the narrative's been talked about so much because they need something to talk about, that now that he's back in Green Bay, I see so many people confirming their own narratives. We knew that he was going to be evasive when he came back and let his people talk for him instead of telling us what he really feels. And it's like you didn't know that. You didn't know any of that. You just crafted their narrative. So anyway, there's that, because I'm not going to really dive into the ins and outs because I don't know 100%. Like if you watch Pat McAfee show, you know Aaron Rodgers was on there pretty much all season. We've heard a lot of what he had to say. Then he had his press conference today, and all I can really go off of is his word. But I want to talk about what I thought this meant going forward. I do see a number of people like, oh, well, this means he's going to be in Green Bay long term. And it's definitely possible. But for me, I think this means that Aaron Rodgers is setting up for Last Dance, like in the sense that the team is not being treated the way he feels it should be. And instead of being supported, he's kind of being pushed out like Michael was. And so they ended up showing them like, screw you, we still got it. And they went to go get that last championship. And I'm not saying it's apples to apples. I'm just saying I believe the situation is Aaron Rodgers said, okay, I'll shift some things around and I'll play so you win, but I'm setting this up so this could be my last year here. And then I'll go do what I got to do. And so I think it's partly like a show me year in reverse, because usually they'll do that with players, like show me what you got this year. Then we'll decide if we want to give you a contract or not or whatever. But I think he's saying to the Packers, if you show me that you are willing to invest in me, then maybe I might come back. That's the way I see it. And again, I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying that's the narrative. That's just my thought. And so with Davante Adams into his long-term contract, now if Davante Adams signs an extended deal, I might change my mind. But as of now, the way it all synced up, and then they both, sent out the Last Dance message. To me, I think they're both like, we're going to go after it one last time, and then we're going to go off, not into the sunset, but we going to, go where we got to go away from Green Bay. And so, like I said, I think it's possible that there's a scenario where Aaron Rodgers and the Packers meet common ground and he decides to come back and Davante Adams comes back and, they finish it out. But I think the more likely scenario right now is that they're setting this up to be a last dance. And Davante Adams is probably like, if Aaron don't sign, I'm not going to sign. I mean, why would you? Why would you sign on to stay in Green Bay and not be with one of the best quarterbacks in the league? So, to me, that's the way it looks. And we'll see kind of how it plays out. But I think it's good overall I mean, even as a Bears fan, I've said many times, I mean, we want competition. I don't want, I'm not one of those people that sit there and hope the team plane crashes or that everybody gets hurt before warm-ups and we got to play the backups. No, like, I want to play the real competition. And as far as I'm concerned, Aaron Rodgers is a Green Bay Packer right now. And until he's not, I want him to be out there so that we are playing the toughest competition. And, obviously it's good for the Packers and good for the league and all that good stuff. So that's the way it's shaping up. What I will throw out there, though, is I've been going over in my head, like, what are the scenarios if he was to walk? Like, what does that look like? And what I said to my friend the other day, I was like, you know what? I think, I shouldn't say this is like the plot, but to me, the move would be San Francisco. And we seen people talk about with Deshaun Watson, Tom Brady, even when he was getting, to free agency, a number of people. But I really do think, because, they talk about Denver, and I don't know how stacked they are. I think they definitely got pieces on the roster, but I don't know how, ready-made stacked they are. Aaron Rodgers would take them to a different level, of course, but I don't know that they're super stacked. And so I'm looking around, I'm like, who's really like ready-made plug and play? And that is the 49ers. They absolutely would be dominant if Aaron Rodgers stepped in. And I know they got Trey Lance at the last second. I'm like, oh yeah, they got Trey Lance this year. But look, that's a win-win for the Packers. If you ended up doing a sign and trade, because from what I understand, they restructured his contract to make the next year voidable. That doesn't mean that he's a straight free agent. It's just, if they trade him, there's no money involved. And so if you set up a situation where you have Jordan Love and Trey Lance, two young quarterbacks that get to go at it, then, why wouldn't you do that as the Packers? And you get to see who's the starter. Now, obviously, if Trey Lance has an unbelievable year, then maybe that doesn't happen. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be better than Aaron Rodgers, but that probably won't happen. But if Trey Lance is so-so, or if he goes back and forth with Jimmy G, I think they would give him up to get Aaron Rodgers and really sell out for 2 or 3 championships. So I'm just calling that. And then Devontae Adams, that's what they're missing is a number one receiver. A wide receiver. Some people say Kittle, but that's what they're really missing on that offense. I mean, with the power up front, the downhill running game, with Kittle and some other pieces, that's nice. But Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers from Cali. I know Devontae played college in Cali, and some people talking about him trying to reunite with Derek Carr. Get that, but a chance to go back to the Bay and then have a stacked team like that. I mean, I think that's the one team I look at as of right now that if Aaron and Devontae walked and went there, it'd be on and popping. So I'm just throwing it out there. You heard it here first. All right, that's it for me. Go down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Aaron Rodgers coming back and what's the situation with him and the Green Bay Packers going forward. Are you excited that he's coming back? All that good stuff. Share it around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for listening.